Darlings, I'm going to share with you something incredibly important, something I've been teaching and sharing since 2010, I think. Yeah, 2010. This is the original free PDF that went viral. The Cowgirl's Guide to Riding Wild Donkeys, aka How to Get Things Done. Yay! This guide was written, painted, and loved upon by a cowgirl goddess named Goddess Leone and her 1 year old owl baby, Astara. It was magnificent and wild and fun, just like just like all donkey riding is. We hope you adore it. So, I have a turquoise cowgirl hat and a predilection for creating stuff. A lot of stuff. Over the last 3 years, I've created 4 meditation kits, 4 e-courses, 2 workbooks, 50 something videos, 100 original artworks, 1,000 blog posts, not to mention grown my business from a hobby to a thriving enterprise that sustains my whole family. Crazy productive. And I also had an office job for 2 of those years. Also, I had a baby and moved across the countryside, but I still created stuff. Do you want to know my secret? It's really, really complex. I mean, it's not. It's as simple as a donkey as all things should be. It's the ride the wild donkey technique. So, a wild donkey of an idea shows up in your paddock. It's your job to jump on and ride it until it's finished, done, completo. And then your job is to release it into the wilds. The donkey will have done what it has needed to, and so will have you. Do you want to know how I've ridden my donkey? The very first Creating Your Goddess Year workbook and planner, I came up with the idea just before Christmas of 2009. 4 days of creating all day, every day later, it was finished and sent out into the world. The Radiant Goddess e-courses were filmed over one 12-hour day. The Creative Goddess e-course was created 6 weeks of course materials, which included 6 30-minute videos, 6 30-minute original meditation MP3s, and 6 hand-illustrated and painted workbooks over 6 days. Is it bonker-doodles? Yes. Is it crazy effective? Yes. Because those wild donkeys got ridden, and then they got released. Here's what you need to ride wild donkeys: a cowgirl hat, preferably blue, eyes pointed at the horizon, a wild, brave heart underneath, hands that pour magic out, not shown, shoes that make you smile, and everything you already have. The rules of wild donkey riding. It's messy. It doesn't have to be graceful. Riding wild donkeys is not an equestrian event marked by competition or scores. And that corner was sacrificed to the baby gods as Thara chewed it and pulled on it. And yet, art was made. The Perfect Wild Donkey Guide. I had a vision for how this ebook would be. This guide is not what the vision looked like. In my dream, I would have pristine, clean ink drawings of adorable donkeys and wild cowgirls. Everything would be handwritten and it would be just so perfect. But if I waited for the time to make all that happen, it wouldn't have happened. Instead, I bent on the veranda floor with my 1 year old daughter, Astara. We made a lot of mess. I scanned it in as I juggled her on my hip. Occasionally, she'd get bored and cry, and then I'd get cranky and frustrated. That part wasn't as fun. And then when she was asleep, I wrote this, all in one day. That's what it is to ride wild donkeys. Messy, dishevelled, making use of what you've got, making it happen anyway. During the making of this guide, meals and naps intertwined, I breastfed a bazillion times. Astara spilled water, ate paint, commandeered all my paintbrushes, sat in my watercolours, tore sheets and made a whirlwind. And also, my phone rang and my dog Charlie farted. But still, donkeys were ridden and art was made. Our art must be made, our stories must be told, our gifts must be shared. This it is what it is to ride a wild donkey. It's to accept the inevitability of distractions and errors, no time in that thing called life, and get it done anyway. The problem with the chip away technique, the thing is, and I suspect 97% of the population are secretly like me, I'm not one to chip away at stuff for a year or three. The whole idea feels muted and dull to me. The only guarantee of that technique is that I will lose interest and momentum. And yet, if I just harness the energy of the wild donkey idea when it's in my paddock, it makes creating so much easier. I'm happy to have days of huge creative surges and then rest and recover for a week after. What happens when I wait? Do you want to know what happens to the stuff that I wait for, that I mollycoddle, that I caress gently, tease out, think about, want to make perfect? That's the stuff I haven't made. That's the stuff that's still sitting on my desk. It's called Mount Project, and it is a mammoth pile that still teases me. Riding a wild donkey might be wild. My gosh, is it fun and exhilarating and delicious? And oh my goddess, how it gets things done. Created out in the world for them to dance their magic and do what they need to do, which is much more than can be said for all the dreams that lay buried in Mount Project. Splash your colour out into the world. We must ride our donkeys and set them free. The way I see it, it's my responsibility to ride the donkeys that turn up in my paddock. There's something I need to learn from them. There's something that needs to happen there, and those wild, gorgeous, crummy donkeys need me to set them free into the world, which I can only do by putting on some big girl panties, a cowgirl hat, and some canoes and just jumping on. Riding, creating, having faith, trusting, pushing, taking deep breaths, being mad, glorious, and fabulous all at once. What miracles will you create today? And in case you need the reminder, the wild donkey wants you to finish it. Don't hold it up. Don't wait for the perfect time. Don't wait for anyone else. Don't wait for a publishing deal. Don't wait for outside validation. Create it until it's done and then release it. Jump on the wave of inspiration and surf it out until the wave is done. You don't need to be properly prepared. You just need to do your job. Ride the world donkey. Do it. Create it. Have faith in it. Finish it and release it. Finish it. Give it wings so it can be set free into the world. I believe in you. I love you. Go grab your cowgirl hat. You can do it.